Tiffany and Brad here with Years of Years, and it's This Day in Disney for March 30th.
Beep beep!
And today we're talking about some fun characters.
For sure.
On this day, actually, Raymond Francis, or Ray Magliozzi, is born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and his brother is Tom. And so he and his older brother Tom had the awesome, famous show over on NPR, Car Talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Click and Clack.
Yep.
We loved them. We used to be big NPR radio listeners, and Tiffany, for a short while, assisted with an assisted living home. And in the mornings, she would be straightening in the kitchen and doing dishes and talking with the ladies.
It was a big old house.
It was a home.
And so I had a lot of just regular house stuff I was doing for all the ladies, because it was all ladies who lived in this house. And
she would tell me, I was listening to Click and Clack, and I love them. They're so fun. And I think as young people, first-time car owners and family car owners with kids, they used to give us a lot of peace.
They gave us a lot of confidence in dealing with car issues.
They did.
For sure.
They made us feel in the know.
Right.
But
they were pretty smart.
What's their Disney connection?
Guys, so their Disney connection is that with their awesome car knowledge and everyone knowing that and loving them for it, they were in Cars.
All of them.
That's right. They were both in, they were in all the Cars. They actually, Tom did pass away, so they used some older
radio
voice footage from, I think, just from the movies to reprise his role. But so they played the owners of Rust-eze, who discovered Lightning McQueen.
They found him.
Yes, awesome. And they gave him his first break. So Ray appeared as a 1964 Dodge A100 van.
Vroom vroom.
And Tom appeared as a 1963 Dodge Dart convertible, a car that he talked about, he referenced that he owned for many years. So awesome. Really, really, really cool. And so they're iconic.
They are.
They're
radio,
so cool.
I mean, Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and they owned a mechanic, were involved in cars way back in the 70s. Yeah, so their knowledge was extensive, and I remember listening to it. It would just be like, I don't know, someone call in and make sounds or whatnot, and then they'd say, okay, well, is it like this or is it like this? And then they'd say, well, it's like this, and then they know exactly what the problem was. They always knew, and they hardly ever didn't know. Yeah. And they were hilarious, and they had lots of jokes, and they had the puzzler thing where you could do that puzzle and call in. Yeah, it was a long time. I mean, honestly, we really listened to them most in the late 90s. So
no, early 2000s too.
Early 2000s.
Saturday morning breakfast, drive-through breakfast on our way to a zoo or a museum or a destination or something like that.
Back in the
they
day.
would end up on the radio in
the
car. Yeah, I mean, we're not really car people. I don't even know makes and models, but I am the grandson of a car person.
Yes.
And I keep this in my office. This Ford logo on my office. This logo reminds me of hard work. And my grandfather worked for Ford his entire life. And so it sits above me in the office just to remember, And so, yeah, Ford, and cars,
You
have
said Ford
supported.
3 times.
I have. And we do drive a Ford just because of that. I mean, it's part of my heritage, hard work, and a company that my grandfather supported and that supported his own family. So cool.
For sure. And these guys were smart. Tom and Ray both went to college and had really extensive degrees, and they talk down themselves a little bit.
It's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it, but they were so
because
smart with what they did.
Yeah, they don't lose focus of themselves as being regular Joes. Regular guys.
They were, and even Tom would kind of comfort people. I don't know, it wasn't like talking to, if you just go to the dealership or go to the car, place to get your car fixed. It's so nerve-wracking, but I think if you could manage to get in and call them,
you weren't
first,
going to lose
or
any money.
listen to the show, and maybe you had similar problems with your car, you felt so comforted, and they just made you feel better.
They were great.
Almost
and
always
so great
knew.
to have them in Cars,
Yeah.
where they belong. Such
Right.
a fitting tribute.
Absolutely. They were also in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. They were
ABC.
in an episode called Driving Mr. Goodman.
There you go.
And then they were actually in PBS Kids Arthur episode, Pick a Car, Any Car.
There you go.
Right? And then they were Click and Clack as the wrench turns, playing fictionized of themselves on a PBS animated series. I
Okay,
don't
so
know
we got a lot
how-
of that public radio, public television
Yeah.
crossover.
Yeah, and then they hosted a show Nova entitled The Car of the Future on PBS too.
There you go.
Yeah, so they were
So-
fully integrated over there.
Public
Awesome,
radio,
guys.
public
Yeah.
television contributors. That's where all your donation dollars go during those drives.
Yeah.
To Click and Clack.
Did you
And
guys
shows like
you
it.
guys listen to Car Talk? Did
Yeah.
you love it? I would love to hear if you did. It was kind of a little bit obscure, but something that we used to love a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun, and
And we like cars.
solve some problems too.
All part of the Pixarverse.
For sure. Well, that's it for this day in Disney, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
Beep beep.